just got rid of the bottle. So I've been carrying around these stupid bottles. That's how I have a lot of art supplies, and I get weirdly anxious. I've been dealing with a lot of anxiety recently, actually, and depression. I have ADHD, and I can't sleep. I hope that you can sleep. Maybe this will put you to sleep, listening to me complain about things. But anyway, so I did these experiments with my shirt. I think, and I made sure I'm not putting it in the laundry. I just took it off when I was taking a shower and let the water rinse through it just to see, like, because it had been dried for a very long time, and I just wanted to see if the water would, if it would come out, and it totally did. And I think maybe you should put it in the dryer. Maybe if I let it dry and then I put it in the dryer, maybe then it will be more set. But I'll have to like hand wash this or something. I'm not gonna dare put it into the laundry machine. And the directions, I'm not gonna be able to read it here because it's like tiny and dark here. But it says something about like putting in the like putting this in the laundry and then like putting it on the hottest laundry setting and then running it. This is why I do such stupid experiments. And I think, a long time ago as a kid, I always had this idea that I was gonna go into the woods, or I was gonna go exploring somewhere, and I would find like a waterfall. And if you know where I'm at, I'm in South Carolina in the low country. There ain't waterfalls around here. But I always thought somehow I was gonna come across like something amazing. I was gonna be the explorer and I was gonna find something. And I think that in a weird way, I still am like that. I still have this weird desire to be able to create or make or come up with just the most, interesting or different. Let me move in closer. I think that I'll make the most interesting discovery, the most beautiful art, the most, like, specifically different What? I know there's a roll in there somewhere. Drum roll, please. So I was watching the debate with Biden and Trump, and oh my God, we are completely screwed. I do hope they figure out a way to replace Biden without it seeming weak. Because, nothing that happens from, if you're a Democrat, listen, I'm doing ASMR. I don't know how many conservatives are gonna watch this. I'm an artist and I do ASMR. Guess which political spectrum I'm on. Let me just pop this up while I talk. So, this was one of I did two artwork things while the debates played. I probably got both of them maybe like 70%, 75% done. The really hard stuff, the painting, was finished while I was doing that. The black was the very end. It's ink. And once again, I was just, I have a need to just throw things at the wall. Except it just ends up with pasta all over my wall, It just ends up looking, so I'm not super happy with the ink. But I knew I wasn't gonna be happy with just a face. I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy with just a face. I don't know really what I want to do when I make art. I don't know what the purpose is. I just create and I just draw and I just make stuff, and I hope that something someday comes of it. So I can't say much else. Oh, if it's acrylic, I water the paint down so much that it comes out pretty much looking so light that it's like watercolor, and it's on watercolor paper. But it's acrylic paint and gel pen, and the black is ink, like I said, and always mixed media with me. And that's the thing too, mixed media. So here's the second one. I was gonna say that's the thing too, mixed media. It's just me. I have a need to just fling a bunch of stuff. One artist that I'm influenced by that is, and he's more like the artist, my concept of an artist, of being an artist, is like David Cho. And I've been watching his YouTube things that he puts out, and I like it, it's good. It's very philosophical in terms of but in a very David Cho way, where it's not like deep, but it's kind of wild and crap. And I really try, that's part of the shirt thing wasn't an attempt at making a good artwork or making something look amazing. I tried to make it look better when I was doing it, but so much of me is over controlled. My persona, my things that I deal with, I'm over controlled and I'm over worried about how I come across. I fidgeted with this lighting, and I know it's not good lighting. I'm so bad. I can work forever trying to make something look nice. It's fine. It works. I'm not too bright, not too dark. That's really the main thing. But I was looking, the way the shadows were on my face, it so I can sit back. I felt very uncomfortable. And let me move this. Okay. Am I too dark now? No. Wow. Tell me you're ADHD without telling me you're ADHD. Look at that. Well, see, I look at the lighting gets in such a way, and I don't know, it makes my face look bad. And I'll put it like that. Like when I was in elementary school, I was a fat kid, and then I started getting bullied, and I thought that maybe I would get less bullied if I looked better. And that was sort of the birth of being somewhat hypervigilant when it came to the way that I looked. And you know, I would say I do have some amount of like body dysmorphia. Like I will look at myself and the smallest thing that's off will cause me massive just negative things in my brain. I don't know how to wrap this up. I feel like I should stop talking and try to be positive somehow. This is a shit ASMR, goddamn. It got worse. I got more negative. Okay, goodbye everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye. You know, a large possibility when it comes to my negative thoughts, perhaps is my dad. I do think he's on the spectrum, autism spectrum, possibly ADHD spectrum, as well, and possibly OCPD. And he is a kind of authoritarian, but kind of, what's the word? What did he used to do for work? Oh, you know, my family kind of call him a supervisor, because anything that you do, he will fucking hover and supervise and tell you that you're wrong and that you're doing it wrong, and just be a negative. He's a negative, toxic part of the family. It's so frustrating when you have all these negative things in your brain and you're like recognizing I need to get them out and I need to exercise them or whatever. And I got very little sleep last night, and that always leads to anxiety and depression for me. The best thing